With the announcement of a new Paper Mario game comes a lot of analysis and speculation of all its features by fans trying to determine what kind of game it will be. Will it be more of an RPG, a platformer, an action game? Will there be new locales or characters we've never seen before? It's honestly a bit sad we have to question whether they'll be there instead of what they'll be. Will there be a new gameplay gimmick that pairs with a new visual theme like stickers or paint? It's strange to see such a wide variety of possibilities that can come from one series, and because of this there are so many different types of fans that like and dislike different aspects of the games. I want to make it clear you are obviously allowed to think any of the entries and styles is the best. I'm sure no one will be surprised that a guy on the internet making a video about the new Paper Mario prefers the older style. I'm not going to go deep into my thoughts on what's changed because I'll be referencing them a lot, and also because anyone who finds this will most likely be looking pretty deep into the sea of Paper Mario videos and know at least the basics of what's changed in the newer titles. I also want to say I think the Origami King will be fun, but today I want to explain why I'm personally not buying it, even though I am a fan of the series. Well, the older ones anyway. This is less about me ragging on the newer style the series has shifted towards, though I will bring this up a lot, but this is going to be more about the team behind the games, because I think that's the biggest issue with the series at this point. And I want to go into why I think they are mishandling the series massively, and how their mindset has and will continue to change the series. So as you'll most likely know, the first two Paper Marios were RPGs. They were special because they stood up from other Mario games for having unique characters and much more dialogue than usual, with less gameplay variety than in the platforming titles and a greater focus on the story, and putting Mario into strange situations, places we'd never seen him before. They were thrilling because of this, and most importantly, consistently fun. Now, I'm not going to act like these were God's tears in the form of Japanese video games, because I know they weren't. I know these are just games we're talking about here. But I know, and I'm sure you do too, how important these were to so many gamers and very important in expanding Mario's gaming possibilities and, most importantly, Nintendo's creativity. After the first two Paper Marios, the team tried something new with Super. Now, I understand they wanted to change up the series, and Super does have redeeming qualities such as its characters and story, but the gameplay is sorely lacking, with a gameplay switch up from turn-based combat to a platformer like most other Mario games, and it's a wonky one at that. It's weird, and not very fun or challenging, and if the main gameplay that you spend most of your time playing isn't fun, I personally find it hard to care for the more other appealing parts. This felt like a very watered-down Paper Mario experience. It felt cheaper than the ones that came before, possibly due to the low-effort character designs. I mean, have you seen the partners? Then after Super, Sticker Star was released. This time they apparently took advice from a Club Nintendo poll. As I'll explain later, I'm a big supporter of fan feedback, but this was too obscure a poll, and for some reason it was voted that the feature the fans cared least about was the story. I honestly don't know how it came to that conclusion, and how the developers didn't realise that makes literally no sense, since the whole series' uniqueness spawns from having a deeper story than the average Mario game, but nevertheless, they listened anyway. We got a game that had no story depth at all, or enemies or locations we haven't seen in the traditional Mario worlds. And even worse, combat had zero purpose, with no levelling up or experience able to be gained, and no badges or anything new to add depth to the combat. I'm not going to act like the first two games were perfect, because they weren't, but what they were doing was consistently new and fresh, and that was more than enough. Sticker Star failed as a Paper Mario game, and even worse as a Nintendo game. It wasn't fun or engaging, and its simplistic nature left much to be desired from almost everyone. After Sticker Star, we got Color Splash. Color Splash fixed some issues with Sticker Star. It had some more interesting locales than seen in Sticker Star, but that did little in making it into a Paper Mario game. The combat was still meaningless, which meant all gameplay was unfun, which isn't exactly great for a game, and the story was again a very simplistic affair with the added depth of Koopalings. I have to question why they decided to make another game with the Sticker Star style. Why did they so badly want to go down this path? From reveal to way past release, there was an uproar from the fan base, with trailers for the game getting dislike bombed and videos upon videos being made about why Sticker Star and Color Splash were not good Paper Mario games or even fun Nintendo games. Color Splash sold terribly, most likely due to coming out late to a dying console, but I also hope that the backlash had a significant impact in this. There was no way the team didn't see the overwhelming amount of negative feedback, so we hope they'd listen the next time. They tried this style twice now, giving it a second shot to see if it could be expanded, and it had failed. And even if they somehow didn't see all this uproar, they must have seen the appalling sales numbers. But somehow we got Origami King. Now, you can tell some things have been fixed. They've brought in a new combat system, the fan favourite partners are back, and there are more unique locations, and possibly a slightly deeper story. And most outsiders to the series would say that's enough, that this is an older style Paper Mario game, and that anyone who's upset with it is just a nostalgic field whiner. But you need to look deeper into what they're showing to us. The new combat system is interesting, but what you use to attack seems to be a middle step between the boot and hammer of the first two games and the single-use attack style of Sticker Star and Colour Splash. And there is no levelling up again, and coins are, like in Sticker Star and Colour Splash, everywhere. You can see in the trailer he has thousands. Partners are back, but for absolutely zero reason they don't have unique designs. They also can't be used as sidekicks in combat, and seeing as the combat seems to be much more single-player focused, the partners just feel forced in. And the locations and story may be unique, but it's nothing we haven't seen in any other Mario RPG. Yes, it may be a step forward from Sticker Star and Colour Splash, but it's like Nintendo trying to make us forget about the Thousand Year Door. These places we're seeing aren't unique. Unique would be like a futuristic city or a steampunk setting, not a Shy Guy desert. And working with Bowser's enemies is hardly new. I mean, we've been inside his body. All these half steps we're getting are just infuriating and solve nothing. Why would they want to make a game that leans towards the style of Colour Splash when it's sold so poorly? The one thing the most coldest, unfeeling company would care about, not that I'm saying that Nintendo or the people who make Paper Mario are like this, but the one thing they would care about are the money and the profit. And Colour Splash was a failure, so what are they actually looking at anymore? That makes literally no sense, and it's just so infuriating. Why are they not letting go of certain design choices? It's so infuriating to see the series change so much and have people saying we should like it anyway. Why is it even trying to call itself an RPG anymore? It's wearing the mask of one without any depth. In the trailers, Mario one-shots almost everything and has far too much health at all times. And I can only wonder how things ended up this way. Other game companies listen to their fans all the time, and that's something Nintendo just doesn't do enough. I wasn't fully aware of just how much other game companies listened to and valued fan feedback until recently. I was always used to the strange Nintendo ignorance of doing what they want and ignoring or only half listening to the fans, and Nintendo have been getting better at listening to fan feedback. Not completely, but definitely better than in the Wii U days, but this feels like we are back in those days, going along with whatever quirky idea they want. As I said earlier, I'm sure Origami King will be enjoyable. I think the amount of gimmicks, side activities, funny moments and different combat style will make for a fun game, but I don't think it will be that good a game or memorable in any significant way. It won't stand out because of the Paper Marios that have come before, and I have to blame the team behind the games for this, and it's them I have the biggest problem with. I get that they want to change up the series after working on it for so long and try new things, that's totally fine. But why don't they hand over the series to someone who actually cares about its past and why people fell in love with it to begin with? Because I just don't see the passion anymore. Take, for example, the confetti gimmick. In Colour Splash, you could fill in bits of colourless terrain with your paint hammer. You used your paint in combat as well, and instead of levelling up for winning battles, your max paint capacity would sometimes increase. Now, this had its own issues, the abundance of paint refills available in the world, and was not a suitable replacement for levelling up, but at the very least it fit theming wise and tried to connect two gameplay features. Meanwhile, in Origami King, you can find gaps in the floors and walls where there is no material and use confetti to fill in the terrain. And instead of levelling up, you can sometimes increase your maximum confetti capacity. And this is just so stupid, I see absolutely no reason for this. What does confetti have to do with anything? Why is more confetti an incentive to battle when you don't use confetti in battle? The team are just clinging on to older ideas at this point, refusing to let go of them and letting their games suffer because of it. It's like an outright refusal to let go, saying to us, no, we want to make the games we want and we don't care about the series or the profit. The most annoying part is they aren't even trying to follow the money, they just seem to think this style will be fine a third time. With each entrance in Sticker Star, they are adding more surface level features and changes, such as more varied locations and partners, but these are only used to lure in fans of the older games without understanding what made those older games special, their uniqueness. Paper Mario used to stand out from other Mario games, whether through their story, settings, characters, or gameplay. The games are now just showcases for funny moments. The new trailer demonstrates this by bringing up funny a couple times, without any standout features or even worthwhile gameplay, it seems. Are we destined to never see an older style Paper Mario again? I'm afraid it does seem that way after Sticker Star, Colour Splash and Origami King. There are now more variations of Paper Mario than entries in the RPG style, if you count Super as half a traditional game. I believe we had a chance after Sticker since it could have been a one-off, and we had a chance after the huge backlash of Colour Splash, but now I think it's pretty clear there is no turning back. Though I do have one solution that I think could work to get a new Paper Mario-like game, and that is that a different team makes a new Mario RPG series, because to the older fans, the paper doesn't matter. We don't care about the paper look or the paper gimmicks or anything. But if I were a newcomer to the Paper Mario series, I would reasonably expect the game to be about Paper Mario, with all the paper aesthetics and gimmicks that the older fans have come to dislike. And with a cuter art style, I think more people would expect a more accessible and simpler gameplay style, leaning more into the action element. And we see this with the boat section and Ninja Star section of the Origami King trailer. To sum up, I just can't support a team that ignores the fans and misunderstands the series so much. Colour Splash sold so badly, why would they want to try that style again, even though Colour Splash was the second try? I can totally understand the team wanting to change things up over the years, and in Super this worked out alright because it kept lots of what made the series special, but then going out of their way to keep creating games with a newer style after the huge uproar and abundance of dislikes, and even the sales numbers, is just so confusing. I can't think of any reason for it. With them trying so hard to come up with fun and quirky new gimmicks, they are ignoring what makes the series interesting and hurting its identity with each entry. Their silly gimmicks and simplistic gameplay changes are shadowing what made the series so special to newcomers, pushing those older games further and further back and only showing references to older characters here and there to give the older fans a chuckle. And the worst part is they must be hearing this feedback. These half-steps do nothing but show they are hearing the issues, but don't properly understand them or want to put any actual effort into fixing them, and that's even worse. They just want to do what they want, and I don't want to support a team that works like that. And I know one person not buying the game means pretty much nothing, and I'm not making anyone join me, I just wanted to get my view across to others and show people why maybe we shouldn't be jumping for joy after seeing partners and some slightly different environments we haven't seen before. Or a short clip of a creepy looking Princess Peach I know they are putting on a pedestal to claim how deep and different the story will be. Anyway, thank you for watching. Please share your opinions. I want to get a discussion going, I want to just talk about it. There's no right answers, no wrong answers, there's just, I want to hear your thoughts. So thank you for watching.